What's up, everybody? It's your girl, Ci'Ara Desiree. Once again, I am sending my love your way. And we are now getting started for the installment of the Heavy on My Healing journey, which is basically me sharing about my little process and me trying to stay true to my process in regard to my healing, in regard to the things and the processes God is using to mold me into the better person that I know I'm capable of becoming. And so I kind of I've been on the journey for a while now, like honestly taking it serious. Because at first it was a lot of me denying the dumb shit that I did. I was in denial that I was broken. I was in denial that I was really affected negatively. I mean, I feel my emotions, everybody does, but on a level of understanding how serious the traumatic experiences affected me, I didn't really start taking that serious until about 3-4 months ago when I stopped posting on Instagram. And so in this time, I've really developed a need, a craving to really uncover and peel back the layers of what hurt me, to honestly get to the root. And I just want to share what I've done, or just let you know that the process that I'm on, it could look very similar to somebody else out there. You're not alone. And I really do think that there is strength in numbers. So if you're somebody that's going through this as well, leave a comment and we can talk to each other to possibly help each other out as we are getting through. Everything that happened to us happened for a reason, but the beauty is getting through. Okay. So one of the first things that I had to really understand was that I had to stop being in denial about the dumb shit that I did. I was walking around and I was really broken. Like, yeah, I was broke financially too, but broken spiritually, emotionally more so than anything. And it was affecting my mental and how I showed up in the world and how I projected who I was as an individual and as a child of God. And I started to feel like my brokenness, even though I used to mask it, it was blocking my blessings. And it's kind of like if healing never happened was a person, that was me. Like, I was walking around with a open wound and got the nerve to put a band-aid on it. Like, what is the band-aid doing, Ci'Ara? How are you honestly healing, Ci'Ara? And it's basically what I started to understand was when you overlook your pain and treat it as if it's null and void, your spirit becomes annoyed. And it's just like, my spirit was irritated with me because I was denying the things that my feelings were trying to let me know was really happening. And I'm like, I'm good. You know what I'm saying? Like, I would hurt, but I was so big on the bounce back gonna be better than that. My bounce back gonna be better than that. I was so ready to get back out there and not let the world see that I really got knocked down. I really got knocked down severely several times, but instead of owning those failures, I tried to pretend as if they didn't matter, and I also tried to pretend that they weren't part of my story. Because to be honest, I was embarrassed about the pain that I was experiencing. And I was embarrassed because a lot of times the pain that you go through, some of those things can be self-inflicted based off of dumb decisions, poor choices, putting yourself in the wrong relationship. But if you know better, you do better. And I guess, honestly, to offer compassion to myself, I didn't know as much as I know now. But now that I'm learning about where I went wrong, I can make more wise choices if it presents itself again. And so the biggest takeaway that I understood was that my spirit was really being affected because I wasn't being truthful and honest about the things that truly caused me pain. And the first step to that is admitting that you are broken. And it takes a strong person. It takes somebody that has been fighting so long to not want to look weak or appear like you can't handle life, you know? And I'm not saying be no wuss about life. A wuss. Who says that? I'm not saying be a punk about life, you know, but when it hit you and it hurt, and I tell my son this, because my son, and I guess he gets it from me, like, he tries to deny when he's hurt. Don't do that. If something really hurt you, express that hurt, but just don't sit in it. Don't sit in it for long, but feel your feelings. But when you suppress it, that stuff gonna come back out in a different way, and you're gonna be looking like, well, what is this? Why did I just pop off like that? Where did that come from? The things or the several times that you've tried to suppress what was really wrong and you never sat with it. And so when I started sitting in the mess of all of the broken pieces that were in front of me, instead of trying to sweep them under the rug, instead of trying to pick them up and throw them in the trash, I legit sat with all of my broken pieces. And sitting with them, it does trigger pain. It triggers feelings of unworthiness. It triggers feeling of, like, how could you do that to yourself? Like, where was your self-love? Like, you really start to question who you are and if you even are for you. If you allowed yourself to be in these situations and put yourself in those predicaments, right? And when I really offered compassion to my pain and I sat in the sting of it all, I realized that that was honestly going to be the gateway to you getting to a peaceful place in your life. Because I'm not going to lie, it's a hard front to have to continue to put up when you know you're not happy, when you know you're not whole, when you know you need people to make you feel good about yourself. And then when those people aren't around to help you feel good about you, you feel like shit, you know? And it's a hard act to continue to take on a daily basis. But one of the greatest things that I did for myself was stop pretending. Sit in those pieces. It's okay to be wounded. And it's okay to say, you know, you tried the Band-Aid, but it didn't work for an open wound. You bleeding out on everybody, including yourself, and you're not even giving yourself that time to clean up the mess, put yourself in a position or a predicament where you can heal and patch up the wound properly. A Band-Aid is not going to do anything but continue to allow the wound to get worse. And my Band-Aid was my suppression. My Band-Aid was me trying to talk to other men or find other things in life that could distract me from the shit that I put myself in. But once I decided that I wasn't going to do that anymore, healing started happening. I started to be okay with me in the mess. And I'm nowhere near done, because I really do feel like healing is a continuous process. But I just wanted to share that piece. The first step is honestly sitting in your pieces, because that will allow you to have a gateway to get to the peaceful place that you want in your life. Now, I hope that this helps somebody, and I definitely have more in regard to like the next step that I took on this healing journey. And again, I am not speaking in a place of a higher altitude, like I'm better than anybody or like I'm there. I'm in the thick of it. I feel like I'm happy, I'm hurting, and I'm healing all at the same time. And it's okay to allow those things to coexist. So as I go on this journey, y'all going to hear about the happy, y'all are going to hear about the hurt, and y'all are going to hear about the ways in which I'm trying to piece together my healing along with God's help as well. So I hope this has benefited someone. I thank you for taking the time to watch this video this far. And I look forward to seeing you or chatting with you guys again about the heavy on my healing segment. And I can't wait. If y'all have any questions, feel free to reach out to me, because I want to be an open book. I want to help somebody. We are in this world together. It's not always opposition. You can win. There are strength in numbers. So if you're questioning, you know, where you are in your healing process, or if it's something that I said that you may have a deeper question about, just hit me up. I'm an open book, and I'm willing. I'm willing. And always remember, until we meet again, make sure you do everything in your power to be you, do you, but most importantly, stay true. Always and forever. I love you. Mwah. Bye.